Struggling with algorithm? You're not alone. Join me today as we understand the algorithm, the first test of our 30-day visibility experiment. That's why I started off with the hook. Struggling with algorithm? You're not alone. Comment if you can relate to that. As a small business owner, that has been my struggle. So what's the agenda today? Why are we testing hooks? What the algorithm actually wants. The hook formula I'll be sharing with you, give you some examples, today's action step, as well as final takeaways. So, what's the power of visibility? Visibility drives opportunity. And most small business owners feel invisible online. And so we are testing what actually works, not guessing. And week 1, we will take the action. And then week 2, we will follow up with a review. We'll test the data and see if it actually works for us. So the hook, that's our first test. Let me break it down why I think this line might work. When I started off, I started with struggling with algorithm. You're not alone, because this is the first thing we are testing in our 30-day visibility experiment. We won't know if it actually works until we see the data next week, right? So breaking down that hook, what was the problem? The problem was struggling with algorithm. And it draws curiosity. You're not alone, right? As a business owner, you can relate to it, I can relate to it, and we want to know how can we resolve it, right? So specificity is also important. Naming the exact pain point. And here is the formula that I said I will share with you. Problem plus curiosity plus specificity is the hook. Okay? And I want to be transparent with you. I haven't been consistent myself, so I'm testing this in real time. No claims that it works, no promises, just data, honesty, and visibility. Okay? What does the algorithm usually want? It wants to stop the scroll, it wants to hold your attention, and it wants to spark engagement. And today's focus is geared towards that, to stop the scroll with a strong hook. How did I do? Let me know. Put it in the comments. So, as we said, the hook formula is problem, curiosity, and specificity. Here are some of the examples that I said I will share. For example, if your engagement is dropping, this is what I'm testing today. How does that sound? How about you're posting, but algorithm isn't pushing you? Let's explore why. It's not pushing. And it's not pushing your content. If you feel invisible online, this experiment might help you. So, of all those 3 examples, which one resonated with you? Please put it in the chat, in the comments. Let me see, let me hear what worked for you. And today's action step, write one hook formula, one hook using that formula that we shared, right? Remember, problem, curiosity, and specificity. You don't have to post it yet if you don't want to, but you can put it in the comments. You can put it in your socials and test it out. And we're testing whether stronger hooks increase watch time, whether they increase reach, and whether they increase retention. So we'll review the data next week to see how we did. And here are the final takeaways. This week we are doing. Next week we are reviewing. No pressure, just clarity. And we are testing, we are observing, and we are adjusting. So let's see what happens together. And thank you so much for joining me for during this experiment. My name is Pauline Mishak. I do social media management, and you can find me at the Social Media Axe or Pauline Social on TikTok. Join the experiment, comment "I'm in," or follow quietly, or share in your stories. All these ways are welcome. So I hope to get you following along in this 30-day experiment, and we'll talk again soon.